It's Legend, that sick boy, representing Duel Legion, Duel Legion, Duel Legion, Duel Legion. Yeah, I'm mad hype for no reason. But, we're launching the second video, and I'm just saying, if you don't know what deck I'm about to do right now, just by the faces that are looking at you, I hope you know. I really do hope you already know what profile we're about to do right now. Because, the last video was, helping out. It was like, hey, Dark Magician deck, cool. Great substance for the page. So, this week I was, looking at the meta lists and everything's coming, what's being promoted, what's being more played and all this other stuff. So we was like, a good old classic is, as in my opinion, never left the meta. But, people have adverse opinion towards that. But we don't care about that. So, we're going to do this video. And assuming you guess correct, it's samurais. We're doing a 6 samurai build right now. And this is just what I've been tinkering with. And again, this is just a play around deck for me. I had it just sitting in the attic with the decks I have that you'll see shortly. But all my play arounds are I build decks to win. Like, there's no fun losing. So I build any deck I build to the best of its ability. So without further ado, right? I guess, right? That's how you say that. Here's his profile. So pretty much standard canon for this deck is my little dude. And enough said about him. 2-star tuner. His effect is pretty decent. He can only be targeted if you have other 6 samurais, and you target it with effect, trap, monster, magic, whatever effect it is, you have to target him instead. And he's a 2-star tuner. Staple for this deck. Another staple, pretty much Geki. Geki is your swarmer. He automatically helps you swarm the board. And with other cards like asceticism, and you could search for him into smoke signals. He's very accessible to your deck. So he's another cannon. Another cannon you run at 3 is Kaizen. Kaizen's a badass. Again, he helps with the swarm. He has the ability to boost his attack, and he again very formidable with asceticism, and you use Rhoda to get him out. So just easy swarm, easy slaps, easy everything. So in this format, since you need a lot of these cards to do links, swarming the board is more like, that's why a lot of people are looking at Gladiator Beasts again, because they swarm board easily. So those are the cards I run 3 of. For the cards I run 1 of in the deck. For the Sams, it starts off as Grandmaster. Grandmaster, I've side decked 2 of them because I like to play around with 1, 2, depending on what deck I'm playing against and depending on how often or frequent I need to see him in my hand to build boards. I vary in the card ratio with what he plays within the deck. So he's great because he swarms. He's a beater. And the only reason why he's not so, like, you don't want to have too much of him is because he can't have multiples of himself on the field. So you can't have 2 Grandmasters on the field at the same time. You can only have 1 Grandmaster on the field at the same time. But 3, also 2, you can link, bang it out. If you have him in your hand again, I have a way to get him to your hand, bring him out again, and you can continue because he doesn't have a once per turn effect. So that's a great aspect part of him. So that's why I vary in the card ratio with him in the deck. But usually I mainly just run him at 1. Also, 1 of in the deck is Elder. Again, I just run 1 of him. I run a side deck of 1 extra, but I mainly just main board 1 of him. Because you don't want to see him too much. You don't want to have a bunch of little monsters just floating around. Then his effect is only, you don't have no monsters and your opponent has monsters, you can special summon it. So he's great, but you don't want to have too much of him. And again, he's also accessible with asceticism, smoke signal. You can do miracles with him. So that's why he's pretty much at 1. Numero uno. 1 más. 1 time. Uno más. No 3. No 2. 1. Also running 1 of in the deck, Anichi. Pretty much everybody just runs him at 1. He's stable at 1. Does miracles as well. Can bounce cards back just by banishing. That's why people usually just run him at 1, because you don't want to banish too much of your Sam, because you want to keep filling up with your spells and stuff like that and your traps. So you really don't want to wall out and banish everything. So he's great at 1, and then he boosts his attack. So it's like you can't even get mad at accessible doing asceticism and Rhoda. Just all around great card for the deck. Also 1 of Shien. I highly stress you, if you're gonna run Shogun, run one. Not two, not three, just one. You don't want him in your hand when you can't put no Sams out. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't want that. He's a great card, great lockout card with the other Xian. And you basically control board when them two are on the field, but you don't want a dead drawn Sam, because if you do get yourself into a bad situation, multiples of him will force you to draw him when you don't need him, and it sucks. So one, I stress one. Now, out of the new Sams, the secret Sams that came out, I've been looking. They're freaking amazing, but I only main board 3 of them in the main deck, which are simply my boy Jinbei. Great card. Returns banished samurais from the banish zone to your hand, and you can banish him to protect the samurai. Great card. And he's a tuner, 2-star. Beautiful card. 2, this little lady, broken. I love her. Like, she's badass. Basically, Sam, monster born for Sam. Banish her in another Sam, special summon a Sam from your graveyard. Simple. Very simple. And last but not least for them, I run Dujo, whatever his name is. And basically, he's a dumper. And I use that because you'll see when the trap and magic setup why he's great with his dumping. Like, I don't want to OD dump with him, but I do want to put some things in the graveyard that I don't want to draw into. So, and then that's at 18 Sams, and then I just tech-wise, I play Take Tom Board and Terratop. Great because they search, Terratop search and special summons itself, Take Tom Board, special summons itself. And, like, this is still viable without this. So if you draw this in your hand and you have a Kageki in your hand, you pretty much could still summon him. You know, Kageki, special summon a Sam. Since Kageki is a win, special summon Take Time Board. And you can go into a Synchro, an Exceed, a Link, doesn't really matter. Same verse with him in your hand, special summon him, bring him, special summon him. Is all around. You can't not mess up the play to get Invoker out. So this helps you out. And it's great, one piece, doesn't bother the deck. When it comes up, it's like, hey, bang, bang, look what I'm going to do to you. And it's like, oh, crap. So just for the tech aspect in there, that's what I put in there. A lot of people play that, so it's not like a oh my god thing. So it is a good little trick though. So, and then starting off with the spells, we're doing 2 dojos, pretty much standard now, and 1 gateway. Basically, this is your, along with 3 united, this is your counter engine, your Bushido counter engine. This is what you want to have on the field anytime you're doing anything with the Sams. This whole setup. You know why? You draw, you build up, you pop, 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 pop. None of these are freaking once per turn, so you can just keep just wilding on his ass and just keep doing whatever you want to do with this. This is why this deck still has been, since Gateway came back, even at 1, it is still broken. They get Gateway out with a Xian and just 1 United, they're gonna get everything else out. And pretty much also staple as well is the 3 smoke signals. Again, just easy search, along with the staple of Rhoda. Easy, this deck is freaking ridiculously fast. Doesn't matter what it's playing at. This right here, this. Let me say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 card engine is standard in any samurai deck, I feel, and I feel that everybody should be feeling that way. Along for the traps, people vary in how they run their traps. I'm pretty much like simple with it. I like to keep control of board, and like I said, this is why I run the dumper of the Secret 6, because I run 3 double-edged sword techniques, along with, you know, wait, hold up. Yeah, okay. 3 double-edged sword techniques with also Monster Reborn. So yeah, I dump, so therefore I can do more other stuff too, in that particular sense. And I forgot all about these magics. My bad on that one. Also run 1 Monster Born, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Asceticism. Just because I search a lot, and Asceticism is great. I side deck another one, but I just run it at 1 now because the whole scapegoat epidemic. And say what you will, Ghost is broken in his deck. just for those times when you can't make a board and you have to wait out and get something to like flow into, which won't always happen, but it does occur with any deck. Goats hold you down. It's a great stall card. Then you can go into Firewall. You go into your proxy. You can open up more main zones to bring out more synchros or more exceeds. You could pretty much do whatever you want with it. Finishing up the traps, two of their specific trap cards to counter. You try to wipe my board or do anything with a monster, I got a 6-am on the field. I'm negating that real quick. And then also I run 1 Solemn Judgment just as my my last but not least card, like, you know, just in case I'm going for game and they pull something out their butt cheeks. There you go. Solemn Judgment, stop all that, game you. Or if they're about to wipe my board and I know if they wipe my board they're going to game me, I just Solemn Judgment whatever they're trying to wipe my board with. Simple as that. Warning, such strikes, they hit only monsters and things that bring out monsters and monster effects. So I'm not really too worried about that in the essence of the fact that I'm going to just run through my deck faster than you. And then with that one, if there are monster effects that destroy anything, I can just run chain. And this thing is for free. I just have to have a 6-hammer on the field. So I would run 3 of it, but then it's too specific to destruction. So just in case they're doing like an effect that's going to summon things or do an effect that's going to bring cards to their hand that I know is going to be a vital play in what they need to do to try to like overtake me, Solemn Judgment that. Pay half, but you know, I don't care if I win. And that's pretty much done for the magics and traps. Okay, we gotta hurry this up. Past my 10-minute mark. I'll be trying to do this at 10 minutes, but also do a detailed strategy guide video. Extra deck, we're doing 1 Xian, 1 Guardian, just because he's easy as hell to make. I run 1 Zeta, again, easy as hell to make, and his effect of bouncing out special summon monsters that are maybe bigger than him and Xian, great, and then he brings himself to a regular monster zone. So it frees up my extra slot so I could bring out these Xian while I'm having Zeta and Omega running around doing whatever they want, whatever I want them to do, opposed to your field in your hand. And if you try to stop something, Xian you. Also, Mistworm and Trishula just to clear ways for game. For the synchros, I won run of these just for shits and giggles. But I brought it out, I bring it out. Like, this deck has beaten, like, it's played my play around, but I've took it to a tournament or two. Like, it wins. So I can't really get too mad about it. I haven't took it to a tournament the way I fixed it up now, but I'm planning on to. 1 Firewall, Decode Talker, Great Fly for Kaizens and your Spearoids. Missing Radiant for everything else that's Earth. Proxy Dragon just to open up slots and a great feed off of for Scapegoats. Volcanaris, just because he's a douchebag and I'm just like lacking in one play with a Xian and a Grandmaster and I could game you off your monster's attack, I'm doing it. Same thing with Gaga, if you're alive, I just burn you for 8. And Invoker, of course, just to build boards. So, again, this is Legend at Sick Boy with Duel Legion. Like, subscribe, link of my Facebook and my Let Go app, and again, soon to be my eBay account. I'm finally on vacation from work, so I'm going to do all that other stuff. We're going to be making a group chat video on Facebook as well, you know, dual videos. Also, like I said, if you want to buy and sell it or see what we have for sale, check out our Let Go, and then when I put the eBay link, you can check out the eBay as well. But this is Legend, that Sick Boy, representing Duel Legion, baby. We are out.